I'm Donna. Welcome to my channel. Some of you might recognize this little box here. I did a video on this very recently, and as you can see, when you open it up, it has a little bit of a difference inside. It has this sweet little origami insert or liner, and this is going to be the subject of this video today. I decided to make a separate video for the actual liner so that I could show you that it really isn't as complicated or even as daunting as it might appear at first. I certainly thought it was when I first saw the tutorial making this, but I soon learned that it's just a series of folds. So I'm going to show you how you too can make that, and hopefully go on to make this little box. Now the box measures 4 by 4, so that means the insert has to be double the size, so that means 8 by 8. The principle for this is going to be the same no matter what size the box. So if it's smaller, it's bigger, you're always going to start with a square piece of paper. And the goal is to get all the points, all the folds, to come into the center of the paper. So we need to start by marking out where that is, and it's going to be, of course, 4 inches. So I'm going to take the ruler, and I've placed my paper on this grid so that I can easily figure out where the center point is. There's the 4-inch mark, and I'm going to take my ruler and line it up here and here at the bottom and come in 4 inches. And there, I'm going to put this little cross is the center of a paper. Now, there is another way you could do this, and it's going to work for the first 4 folds. But if you're a bit daunted by trying to fold this up and get it into the center the first time round, you could use a scoreboard and go ahead and mark your score lines to start out. You would start them at 2 inches, skip over to 6 inches, so that gives you 2 inches, 4 inches for the size of your box, and then 6 for the other side. Simply turn it and do it again at 2 inches and at 6 inches. And as I said, this is only going to work for the beginning of this fold, because the rest you're going to have to work to that little center point. But it does get you off to a fairly good start, especially if you want to get these sides nice and even, because you're going to fold one at a side. Doesn't matter where you start, if you start here or here, here or here, it's all the same. You're going to fold it up, and then you're going to fold the other side into the center so that they meet. And you see here, the goal is to try and get these as even as possible. You can actually push your paper and manipulate it a little if it doesn't quite want to go into place. And you can do that at any point along the way. So what you have now, it looks like a gatefold card or a door. Okay? So now that you have this side, you want to turn it and do it on this side as well. So again, you come up to the center point. Just going to go here with my bone folder. Repeat it on this side. Okay. And as you see, it meets up again. The next thing is to start making triangles. You're going to start from the corner. This point here is going to go into that center point. just take it and fold it up. As you see, it forms a triangle. Do the same on this end. You can leave it folded up like that and do it, or you can open it up. Just move it around here. And these will form the first of your triangles. Okay. So, as you see here on the back, you've got some squares at the corner, and you have triangles as well as your square for the box. Next, this is perhaps the most difficult part, just because sometimes your paper is just going to need a little more persuasion than the other folds. It will depend on the weight of your paper, the density of it, but the trick to this is fold it back up to that center point, take your finger, stick it on that triangle, and then, in fact, I'll show you here by putting a mark down these score lines. The idea is to bring these score lines in here so that they meet up on this edge. And this first one might be the most difficult. So you put your finger here. As you see, it wants to bend, and you might have to even push this in a bit. Again, like I said, it depends on the paper you're using. But you will see that it starts to want to go right into place. Okay, and there is your first square with a triangle adjacent to it. I'm going to repeat it here again, taking your finger and pushing that into place and lining up your edges. And again, if you're off a little bit, you can move your paper and persuade it to go where you want it to. Now, the great thing about this is it actually gets easier as you go around. And the reason for that is this fold here, the previous fold, is going to make this paper want to naturally fold up. And so when you fold this and push in here, that little box is going to want to go right in place. And the same on this side here. And it just wants to fold right in like that. It's getting even easier. You can see now I can just push like that, and it already knows where it's supposed to go. As you can see here, at this point, it looks almost like a little house. Go to the last one, and you can see how really easy it's now gotten. And the 4 little squares have been formed. There we are. And on the back, that is the size of the box. The last thing to do is to make a series of triangles. Now, before we did the triangles, we came from the corner to the center point. This time, we're going to start at the center, and we're going to move out to the corner. And just like with the other folds, we're going to do it on all 4 sides. So that's 2. There's the 3rd one. And there's the 4th one. And we're all ready there. And as you can see, we have our origami insert. Ta-da! Of course, now to get it to fit into the box, what we're going to have to do is to cut out this middle bit here. But we're not going to cut it out completely. We're going to actually make triangles out of this one by cutting it from this end, this point to this point. As you'll see here, inside this one, those little triangles have been glued in on the sides of the box. Okay, these were once this solid piece here. That's just a piece of pattern paper just to decorate the bottom of the box. Also, you'll see here, and I'll show you when we fit this one in here, these little score lines here converge on this edge of the box, and as you drop it in, it will actually flop over the side. And those will actually fit right into place. So as I said, we want to cut that out. And now on this piece, it might be easier if I start from the back, because it's white on this side. I can see a little bit easier. I've got my ruler here. It has a steel edge on it, so I can cut from there to there with my craft knife. And my blade is getting a bit blunt, I believe, so it might take me a few passes, but that's all right. There we go, coming through. Just want to feel that mat on there. There we go. Turn it and do the same on this end. So from that point to that point. And this is going to create the 4 final triangles. That one didn't quite come out. There we go. Right, so as you can see, we have a series of triangles all the way around, and now also in the middle. So we take this, we're going to fold back these large triangles. Okay, they are going to fit inside the box, and they're going to be adhered to the inside like so. So we'll go in here like that, and as you can see, they just want to naturally go over the edges, and the score lines are converging on this corner of the box. It's that easy. It really, really is. And it is so effective. In this case, I mean, you could just leave this one as it is. But this one I had started with a plain or a solid colour of a cardstock, and then I decorated with the triangles. But you could easily just live with that just on its own. Right, well, there we have it. And that is the end of my very first narrated video tutorial. I thought I'd give it a shot. I don't know how successful I've been. I only have a phone with a microphone to work with at this point, so it's not ideal, but I do thank you for sticking with me and for your patience. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next video. Happy crafting. Bye.